Hi, it's Melinda. It is September, and Eileen from Scrapmazing is having her birthday month on YouTube and is celebrating by bringing on some special contributors to her channel to help her along with the celebration. Sundays are Scraplift Sundays, and I get to be her guest every Sunday. This Sunday, we have decided on this sketch. I will link it below. I am going to stay pretty true to this. I'm going to flip it though because I want it to go the other direction. And I have chose these two black and white photos and one. I'm going to use one of these color ones. I'm not sure which. I'll get it on there and see which one I like better. I'm going to back my star, I think, with this yellow paper based on my daughter's shirt. We'll see what it looks like. If not, I reserve the right to pull a new layout or pull a new background paper and go with that. This paper is Summer Bliss by Arit Landgraft. It was a YouTube exclusive last month, I think June. No, I'm sorry, June or July, I'm not sure which. This is what I have done on my silhouette. I have cut this and I will see if I can offer it as a freebie, if I can figure out how to get that to work. To anyone who would like this cut file, it's just one that I drew up, so it's not anything special. But what I want is I want this piece here. So this, what I'm taking out now, is not what I need. But I need these. I put the extra stars in this one, and it looks like my knife did not cut all the way through, so I may have to do some playing around with that. But this is the one that I need, and I have to do some pre-cutting with that too. But basically, this is going to go on like this, or somewhere similar. And I think that I'm going to use some transparency to pull that out. Transparency and sew around it and back it with some confetti and some sequin stars. We'll see how that works. I'm not sure if that's going to be something I like or not, but we will see. Maybe I'll use vellum. Who knows? I'm going to stick you on fast forward so you can watch and see what happens. Thank you. I'm going to have to go through and use my blade to cut the stars, and I do not make you watch me do that. Yeah, I needed a new blade, and the paper that I used is a very thick wood grain paper, and if memory serves me right, I only have a few sheets left. I had 50 of them to begin with, and I used a lot of them quite a while ago. But I have to do a double cut to get all the way through it, and I completely forgot in my desperation for white cardstock. I'm going to try it with vellum and just stick some underneath there so I can see if I like it. I don't mind it. And seeing it now, I maybe should have done the vellum. There's the transparency. And I realized that it's not the transparency that I want. Transparency is kind of thick, and I'm sure my sewing machine would have sewed through it, but it isn't the best. I'm going to chop my photos up. I want just a thin border on them because I know I'm going to lay them in a row together, so I don't need much of a white border. And I know that I want the two black and white and one color. I think I know which one I want, but I wanted to see. and that's the one I choose. It's a little more sassy. My little problem is I don't know where to end the star. In order to sew this, I have to actually sew it over the edge, or to the edge, so that the stars, the confetti stuff, doesn't fall out. I'm debating on whether I like this. Right now it's just a pile. This is a page protector, or an 8.5 by 11, and I realize that that's going to be much softer and not nearly as reflective, which is a good thing. It'll be much easier to sew through, and this is what I stick with. I decide that all these little tiny itty bitty hearts that I cut, I'm going to stick inside there. I'm not loving the rainbow effect of the confetti because I wasn't intending on putting much color on this, but it stays because I don't have any other option. I'm just going to tack it lightly down because I'm going to sew. And with the magic of TV, I'm crossing my fingers that it works. I decided to sew off the edge, and I'm cutting it and taping it onto the back side, the transparent, or the page protector. Now I'm going to trim the excess off that sticks out from around the white paper. Takes a little finagling in the tight spots. And I'm trying to clear up the random stars that I have around there, because I will be putting stuff behind them and I don't want to fight with the page protector to do it. So now shake it around a little bit. I kind of want it to be all over the place because honestly, how often does your scrapbook page actually shake? When it's in the album, it stays pretty much standard, so I always want to spread it around. I'm going to cut a base for the photos to sit on so I can move them around as one whole. And I decide, because they're not cut exactly right so that you don't notice it, I'm going to offset them just slightly. Now, in the sketch, or in the layout, they had hearts that I'm assuming was cut, sprinkled around, and I liked that idea. I'm thinking that the star is the same size, the star stamp is the same size as this cut star. This is a Dina Wakley stamp set. And it fits it nicely. Now just to figure out what color that I want to stamp it. And so I leave it sitting there for a bit until I figure out my color scheme. I have a lot of colors to choose from if I want to just choose one because of the confetti. And there is this pinkish purple color that seems to be sticking out to me in the confetti. And this is my Shimmer's Dazzle. And I start just by sprinkling and realize that it's not giving me the splat I want. So I get a big round brush, and that's not giving it to me. So we're going to use some water and squeeze it. And it still doesn't give me the big drops, but it works. And it's kind of a mauvey color, honestly. But that works with the confetti really well. Now the trouble is I don't have a lot of things that are that color pinkish purple in my stash. I'm going to roll it off with my beautiful paper towel there. And that gave me the idea of, I have this pad that's a pale pinkish color from Tim Holtz. And as soon as I stamp it, I go, no, I do not like that. Okay, flip it over. I'm going to stamp off on the back. And then I decide to paint over it with the leftover splatter. And that's how it stays. It works, I guess. I have this washi tape that is painty kind of trees in a mauvey purple color. I got it from AliExpress. And I just rip it in half because it's kind of thick. I had the devil's time getting that to be where I want it to be. Stick all those on. I'm going to pop them up with foam dots. Not foam dots, fun foam. I'm going to put some up at the top. And this is C'est La Vie ephemera pack that I have just sitting on my desk. And I pulled a tab out. I think it says Fabulous, but I could be wrong. And there's this long tag, and it says Ooh La La. This is just some sewing twine, and it's in that pinkish color. So I'm gonna cut it a little bit, but that string's gonna be long. And then I play with the, try to see if there's any other ones that I need to put on there. This is a little bit too long, so I'm gonna trim it down. Washi tape is easy to trim. I wanted the washi to stick out from both sides of the tag, so I put the other half of the ripped side on. Because of the gold, I want to add more gold, so I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put these. And I like it tucked in there, but I don't need it in half, so just rip it. That is going to be perfect. These are hazelwood. I absolutely love these. I wish I had more. I'm going to spell out Rockstar, but I've used all the O's, so I need to use a Q and chop it apart. Works. Actually, I used an 8. I'm sorry. And then I had the hardest time finding a pinky purple glitter sticker, but this one is a little bit darker and it works. Just going to tack all that down. When I did that, I shifted that over, so I'm going to rip some more tape. Okay, this is where I get fiddly with the fun foam on these stars. It just pops them up just a little bit, so it gives it a little bit of shadow to let you know that there's something there, because it's white on white. And the tiny ones are the littlest piece of fun foam. I'm glad I didn't use the itsy bitsy ones. The cut stars, the cutout stars, are looking a little plain to me. The yellow is just not enough of a contrast with the white to bring them out. I decided that I want the title to go straight, not at the angle of the pictures. And I worried about the gold letter stickers on the gold foil doily, but I went ahead and stuck them on there anyway. They're dimensional, and their sides are a aqua green color. They're beautiful. I went looking in my stash to see if I could find a pink that would work. And so I got this little scrap. I think it's a Maggie Holmes from way back. And I'm just gonna spread it around a little bit, and then I don't have anything that's gold, but this doily works. So I'm gonna stick the doily, or cut the center part of the doily out, It has a little bit of a texture to it, so it adds a nice little contrast. It's shimmery yet textured. And I'm just gluing it to the back of the paper for the most part. And I found a pale pink. That looks like it's from an Amy Tan paper. That one's got to go way underneath there. And I just like that added the pop of color to the stars. Just spreading that silver around. Ripping some more of that. I'm going to write the journaling just on the top of the star. And it's just the date, and it just says first perm. Very simple. I'm going to show you some slow close-ups. So it just looks like a fun burst of celebration, I guess. Look at the dimension to the stars. I want to thank you for watching. Below you will find a link to Eileen's page. Go check her out. She has a contest going on. Enter it with a great little prize package at the end. And like I said in the intro, I will try to figure out how to provide the cut file if you're interested. As of right now, when this is uploaded, I haven't figured out how to use a share site, but it will be there eventually. Thank you. Bye.